So we have just arrived in Berkeley. Luke Radowski of We Are Change is here as well. And in a few days, Ann Coulter is going to be speaking. We don't really know what's going to happen because they're kind of keeping it hush-hush. But the story we're going to talk about today is the YouTube Adpocalypse. Because I have gotten a ton of text messages from YouTubers with big channels who are telling me that they're seeing 80% of their ad revenue gone. Luke here, he's got a pretty big YouTube channel. You've got something like 450,000 subscribers, right?
Well, I've been getting hit by this for like years before everyone started being affected. They started doing this to me for a very long time, just straight up not communicating, demonetizing content, even you know, PC-friendly content. No matter what it was, there's no explanation, there's no communication at all.
They've been turning your ads off for years.
Yeah, yeah.
So you were getting demonetized before it was cool.
Yeah. I feel like the hipster in this kind of situation now, but it's, you know, it's a problem that I think now it's coming to the forefront since everyone is being affected, like I was throughout the last few years. But now I did make some enemies, and I did, you know, our news organization did confront Eric Schmidt when he was in charge of Google at Bilderberg and chased him down down the street. So that didn't really help our situation. And we are kind of known for going after the controversial kind of truths and aspects that people are like, no, you can't talk about that. We're the ones who are going to be like, no, let's really talk about that.
But wait, it's not just YouTube demonetization. So I've been getting my YouTube videos demonetized, where they flat out will turn the ads off. And they've been doing the same thing to Luke for years. That's what we're talking about. But the big phenomenon now is even with your ads, with your videos monetized, ad revenue is way down. These YouTubers that I know, they have ad-friendly content, but their ad revenue just disappeared, right? So even on my videos that still have ads running, over the past, since the beginning of this month, I'm like 70, 80% down.
Yeah.
You've seen the same thing.
Yeah. I've been seeing it for a while now. You know, there used to be a good old day and age when we started, and we were able to make a good living off of this. And then I think 2 years ago is when we started getting hit, and videos were just demonetized without explanation, without notification, without even letting you know, like, hey, we're demonetizing your videos. And these were videos that didn't violate the code of conduct. Now they updated their kind of code of conduct and their principles, and you know, and now they even have other in their kind of section ranking. They have people now who go on YouTube and watch videos and then click if it's either offensive, if it's vulgar, if it's sexist, or if it's racist, or other, or controversial.
Okay, so but wait. You've been doing YouTube for like a decade, right?
A while now, yeah.
So let me ask you, why do you think they have started not just demonetizing videos, but, you know, why is everyone seeing their ad revenue go down on their even their friendly content?
Well, there's a whole number of factors here. I mean, obviously, you know, YouTube and Google do have a bigger agenda here. Obviously, they are profit driven. Obviously, we're also seeing another decline of just advertising revenue in general when it comes especially to the mainstream media and the dinosaur media. Their outlets are dying as well, and I kind of feel like they're crabs trying to grab down everybody else down with them. Yeah.
Wait, so let's clarify. Okay, so there's a phenomenon, if you don't know, called crabs in a bucket, where if crabs are in a bucket, if one of them is about to escape, the other one will grab it by the leg and pull it back in. So you're basically saying that the mainstream media is going down and they want to drag everyone with them. Pretty
much, and that's exactly what we've seen, especially with...
Yeah, they've been attacking YouTube like crazy.
Attacking anyone who's slightly even controversial or making jokes that aren't PC friendly. And this whole culture of outrage, they're kind of galvanizing it, hyping it up. We've seen it within the last 2 years. They've kind of saying, oh no, he's controversial, or he shouldn't be speaking those things, he shouldn't be making those jokes, that's not funny, that's offensive, that's hurting my feelings. But the funny thing is, as you mentioned before when we were talking, that's now being turned down against them, and now they're getting hit for even saying that on the advertising level, because advertisers are like, well, we don't want to do anything controversial, so if you're talking about the LGBT or feminism now, we're going to pull ads from that, and we've seen that.
Yeah.
What was it, just a month ago, happen as well. So we're seeing a media industry that's dying to survive. We're seeing that from the declining TV ratings. We're seeing that from the declining people who aren't buying cable anymore, or satellite television. Everyone's going online, and independent journalists who are out there, not just because we're better and we're new and we're more real and we're more organic, not just because we do the job better, but it's where people are at now.
Yep.
And the mainstream media, literally, what they did with the, what was it, the Washington Times story, was they went on YouTube and they started looking
Washington
for
Post.
any
Oh, no, wait, Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Started looking for any controversial video out there that ran any kind of ad,
Yeah.
and called up the advertising companies and said, are you going to disavow this racist, or do you stand behind it? And kind of bullied a lot of these major advertisers and shamed the advertisers that didn't go along with their bullying in their articles, and said, well, these guys stand by all this racism, these guys stand by all this stuff because they're not pulling their ads.
So here's what I find really interesting, because we've seen, and this is mostly on the left, right? This politically correct culture saying this is offensive, this is cultural appropriation, you can't say this, you can't do this. And now, because of that, advertisers have become scared to associate their brand with controversial content like war, racism, or terror, or just anything that could
Or truth.
Or well, yeah. But news is not ad friendly, right?
Yeah.
So now I actually have friends who make feminist content telling me their ad revenue is dramatically down, and it's kind of strange because I have people telling me flat out they don't know what they're going to do. This is how they make a living, and they're producing left wing YouTube content, and I'm kind of like, I'm not going to put all the blame on them, but it's this culture of political correctness that has scared these brands and made them pull off of YouTube. And now we're getting hit by it, they're getting hit by it. What's the future going to be? What do you, I mean...
Well, that's one problem of it. There's also other problems of it, of YouTube trying to incentivize with their algorithm, with their pushes, with their also kind of censorship, saying, well, we want this to be the next kind of YouTube star. We don't want someone like PewDiePie. We don't want someone out there telling the truth about news. So right now what they're doing is they're trying to de-incentivize people going out there and being real, being organic, and telling the truth out there. They've been doing this for me for a very long time, and it's very frustrating.
Well, hold on. You make it sound like a conspiracy, right?
Well, there are blacklists of people that YouTube deems unfriendly to their brand.
Exactly.
What better way to get rid of them by setting up an algorithm and setting up an infrastructure that demonetizes them, that screws them over? And we're seeing a lot of people like H3H3 who don't do kind of like PC-friendly stuff. They joke about everything. Them being, hit hard. They just made a video yesterday saying that they're losing, what was it, 80% of their income?
Yeah, but it's everybody, man.
It's everybody, but a lot of the people who. But it's not everybody compared to the mainstream media outlets who have their channels on YouTube, who have agreements with them, who pay YouTube to be on their trending. If you look at trending on YouTube, it's advertisements being portrayed as organic content that they're paying for with less views than the real videos that were trending before. So you're seeing a kind of a corporatocracy incentive as well, which does prove a conspiracy of the top dollar and favoriting them and the big corporations and the big mainstream media prostitute whores out there instead of the organic people who actually go there on the ground, report on there. And at the same time, this is what really pisses me off, is because I release my content for free. I want it out there for everybody. One instance, I have mainstream media calling me fake news and Russian propaganda, just like the Washington Post did when they released that article with that website that listed wearechange.org and personally attacked wearechange.org. Then YouTube is screwing me over monetarily. Then the mainstream media the next day steals my footage, rips my video, uploads it like it's theirs, and says this is our work, this is our journalism. And all the best work I do, they freaking steal at the same time, and my viewers aren't able to see that.
But wait, here's my favorite story. Okay, so here's a story, right? And then I'm gonna have you tell it again better. But I remember this one time you uploaded a video interview. Al Jazeera stole your footage, uploaded it on their channel, and then accused you of stealing the footage from them.
Yeah, and then put a copyright strike on my channel.
And you lost money.
And because they were Al fucking Jazeera, sorry for cursing, Al freaking Jazeera, it took me a month. It took me a month through the whole YouTube system to be like, guys, this is my video. And they didn't believe me at first.
Yeah.
They're like, this is not your video. I'm like, this is me interviewing Obama's spokesperson, admitting that they killed a 16-year-old American citizen because he had a bad father.
That's Abdul Rahman. That's Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki, by the way. This is not a conspiracy. This is actual.
Yeah, this is actual. Yeah. And people were like, "No, you're crazy. YouTube was screwing me over. The mainstream media was screwing me over. They were calling me a conspiracy theorist because I said Barack Obama personally authorized and called for with the deposition matrix, with his own assassination program.
Disposition matrix.
Yeah, disposition matrix. The death of a 16-year-old American freaking citizen." And
they took your money away because of it.
Yeah, they took away because of the copyright strike, because Al Jazeera claimed it. It took me a month, and I never got that money back. I never got any like reciprocal damages because of it. Yeah. And they're the bigger guys, and they have all the legal teams and all the lawyers, and YouTube believes them. YouTube prompts them up. YouTube allows CNN to have ads on their channel when CNN is going to low down and dirty, bottom-feeding video reports to a dude becoming a cannibal and eating brains on human televisions in order to get clicks and views. Okay, and that's okay, but that's all right. YouTube, YouTube's like CNN, human being eating friggin' brains. That is fine. That's all right. Let's incentivize that. Let's give CNN more money. I don't know, some toad out there, whoever the hell his name is. He ate a brain on frickin' TV. YouTube is still partnering with them, and they're like, that's fine, that's okay, let's keep ads on that. Let's keep incentivizing those. I'm not gonna
I don't know his name, it's like Remy Aslan or something, but this actually happened. He ate a cooked piece of human brain, and it was a huge controversy.
Yeah, but I'm controversial because I talk about the truth and what Barack Obama really did and what Donald Trump is really doing. It's
about money. The conspiracy theory, people often like to say that it's political, right? It's money. The reason they side with Al Jazeera is because Al Jazeera is a big channel that's gonna make more money for them. It's a more recognizable brand than you, an individual. But I mean, you have a network too, but still, you're not as big as they are.
Yes, but still, independent YouTube channels get more views than they do, right? It's more organic, it's more real. Still, even with zero money, still with like what do we get, $2,000 on Patreon, we're able to go up against them with their multi-million-dollar Saudi Arabian oil dirty money, millions of dollars, and we're still able to go on the front lines, as in Berkeley, get in there as they wait, and they're fearful. The mainstream media with their big freaking dinosaur cameras, they're scared to get into the we get in there, we risk our safety, we risk our
and then they steal your footage.
Our lives, to get the craziest shots, to get the truth, to show you live, raw, unedited of exactly what happens. And
wait, I want to go from there, because you got that iconic video of Luis Rosalma getting punched at the Berkeley fighting, the riots, and it's got over almost a million views, I think maybe more now on your channel, but everybody stole it. Yeah. It's been ripped by everybody. It's on
the
TV.
Hill, NBC, CBS, everybody.
And you don't get paid for that.
No, I don't get no credit. Right? Yeah. They even cut out the video where I said, hey guys, this is independent media reporting live to you. I'm not beholden to any corporation, any business. I rely on you on patreon.com/wearechange to support this independent news organization. And without you donating, I would not be able to be here risking my butt when the mainstream media hides away like the police do here in Berkeley when things get intense. I'm willing to go up there in the front and risk everything just to give you the truth. And then I get screwed over by YouTube, I get screwed over by the mainstream media who calls me fake news and Russian propaganda, I get screwed over by the algorithms, and then I'm sitting here like, with all of that.
I want to say this. Here's the main thing that I want to talk about. Everybody's criticizing YouTube. They're saying that YouTube is screwing everybody over, but I disagree with that because YouTube's losing money too. I think YouTube is panicking, trying to figure out how to make sure the advertisers don't leave. The advertisers are leaving. That means YouTube's losing money, we're losing money, and again, everyone's criticizing YouTube for it. But look, I'm getting most of my income monthly on Patreon, right? And that means when I get money on Patreon, YouTube gets nothing. But they are hosting all of my content and my channel. YouTube's losing on this hardcore, man. They're victims too.
Of course they are, but with them capitulating, with they're saying, oh no, please, let's be PC friendly, social justice warriors, all that. With them showing that fear, they're showing like they did something wrong when they didn't, and that's why advertisers on one level are pulling out, and on the second level, their communication is horrible. They could at least communicate to people and say, honestly, look, this is the situation here, this is why we're doing this, and they do not at all, and that's why people are feeling screwed and betrayed, and that's why they're blaming YouTube, because all YouTube has to do is be like, look, we're a business, this is how we operate our business, this is why we hurt and cost your livelihood. This is why we took away what you depend on to live and eat.
But
this is why we did that.
They didn't take it away. It's the advertisers who are not buying ads anymore.
Yes, but it's still them making the decision, making the call, capitulating to the advertisers, capitulating to the mainstream media, acting like they did something wrong when they did it. And I understand, yes, YouTube is not fully a part of the blame. It's the whole kind of entire system, the whole advertising system, which is blown up in itself also because of
the political correctness, man.
Because of ad blocker as well.
That's
so
true,
it's multi-factored here.
But look, if someone's running an ad blocker, that means, you know, if there's 10 channels and 10 ads, each channel gets one of those ads. If half the viewers are running ad blocker, that means the other 5 people see twice the ads will still get shown to other people. The big issue is there's not as many advertisers as there are channels, which means over time people are going to make less and less money. But now the advertisers are scared of political correctness. They're scared of offending people, so they're pulling out. You know, they want to make sure they run their ad only on an episode of Friends, not on, you know, Luke Rudkowski confronts Antifa, you know, bomb throwers. Right? That's bad for them.
Yes. No, I totally understand. The problem is duplicitous. You can't just point the finger at YouTube and say it's only YouTube. You can't say it's only the advertisers. You can't only say it's the mainstream media. It's a whole combination and slurry of issues all coming to a head right now, changing the paradigm of real independent media. And it's not looking good for us, and that's why it's important to highlight and be vocal about these issues and to point out, hey, they did this, they did this, they did this. There's no ultimatums. There's no ultimate truth here. So, but I think one thing we could all come away from this is that the shifting media landscape is changing every single day in front of us, and unless we adapt, unless the people who enjoy the content that we provide decide to donate and be a part of it, just like they did with their cable programs, just like they did with their satellite televisions, if they don't do that, you have to understand, the people who are watching right now are more part of this news organization, more part of the truth than they were ever before. The participation levels, the communication has expanded in such a grand, amazing, beautiful way, and also diversified in so many different ways. So there's that factor too, because there's so many people now. It's not always just algorithms who are screwing you over. It's also the competition, which I think personally is great, and I love seeing you people on this because I see what they're doing and I see how I could be better, how I could improve, and how I could tell my audience the truth in a more better, effective, entertaining way.
So I'm going to end with this one last thought. Okay, one of the things that we're learning from what's going on with YouTube, some of these biggest YouTubers are losing so much money. These are people who are making millions of dollars because the advertisers aren't there anymore. It made me realize what YouTube has done is it made people able to run a business without actually knowing how to monetize their business, because YouTube was monetizing for them. I've never relied on YouTube for income, and I've never, you know, when I get YouTube ad revenue, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. That's in addition to the work that I've been doing to support my business and to allow me to do journalism. So I'm not hit as hard as most of these people. But at the same time, we're seeing with news organizations collapsing and firing people, journalists don't know how to monetize their work either. People typically are really bad at being entrepreneurial and finding ways to monetize the work they do. Patreon is awesome because it's alleviating a lot of that pressure, and I'll admit that's almost all of the money I'm making every month is you donating on Patreon. But I think one thing we're going to see is people have to adapt, and that means with the ads going bye-bye, with these news organizations going bye-bye, people are going to have to figure out how to make money. I think they're going to figure out how to make money. I mean, you've figured out other ways to make money for years. And so, you know, with that, we can't blame the system entirely. We can be upset with it, but the reality is we've got to pick up the slack and figure out how to make this work. And again, Patreon is a big part of that. So all of you who donate, you are a part of my work. You are a part of Luke's work when you donate to Luke. For that, I say thank you all so much, seriously, because this would not be possible without you. And with that final thought, I think it's about time we wrap this up. So you can find Luke. It's at youtube.com/wearechange. And then, as always, you can subscribe to my channel for more videos every single day. Make sure to click the like button because it really does help. Comment below and let me know what you think. If you have any story suggestions, I am here in Berkeley. Luke is here in Berkeley, and we will be down here covering whatever happens on the 27th with Ann Coulter, if it does. So stay tuned. More videos every single day, and I will see you all tomorrow.